Now we will be creating a string class. We'll do the example for a string. Just creating a package here itself. Instead of example basics. Create a main method. Till here it's a common thing. And now uh, we'll be discussing what is a string first. As we already know, string is one of the data type. If you, I mean, you can consider it's a kind of a data type which will hold a kind of a like alphanumeric. Any character in the keyboard, it's a group of a characters. Any character from the keyboard, and it's a group of a characters. Number of characters it can be holded, right? So it's a group of a characters, and it's a kind of a data type. You cannot call it as a data type because it's a class. String is a class, especially it's a designed as a class. It's not a data type, it's not a primitive data type. So we discussed about a primitive data types, right? Like byte, short, character, int, long, float, double. So these are all boolean, these are all the primitive data types. So there is a lot of differences you will see in the next classes. Concepts, what is a class and what is an object and everything we will see. But it's not a primitive. You have to remember, string is not a primitive. String is a class, it's not a data type. Okay, now string has a methods, whatever the methods you can able to create in your own class, right? So open this. So this is a class. Method with argument is a class which has a two methods. In the same way, string is also a class provided by Java itself. You don't need to create, it's already created as a class. All you have to do is you have to create a string and you have to apply all the methods, whatever the methods are there. All you have to do, just you need to use the methods of a string. You no need to create new methods and you no need to do some rocket science, nothing. You just need to use the methods, that's it, according to the situation. So whatever the requirement on the string, so according to that you have to use the methods, one of the methods in the string. So it's all about, if you know string means, you can confidently say that you know the string means you know the methods of a string. You know how to use the string methods, when to use the string methods. Okay, so it's all about that. You don't need to write a new logics, nothing. You just need to know about the string methods. So we will be discussing a lot of string methods now. There are a lot of string methods, and we will be discussing about a majorly using a string methods. We will see that now. Let's see. String s equals to, you can create like this, right? String s equals to, uh, let's say instead of Java, uh, let's say Python. So we just created a string as a name of Python. Okay. So now lot of methods are there. Lot of methods are there. So if you confidently say like I know string means, you have to know these and all methods, like these methods. These are the methods provided by the string class. So you have to know, not all, like majorly using methods, like it will be around 10 methods will be there. So how much of time it will take to learn a 10 methods? It's a life-changing concept, right? Java is a life-changing concept actually for me, I'm saying. So till here, you just studied like from LKG to 10th standard, you are struggling for a marks and everything. And after that, intermediate, it depends on the SSC score. And intermediate also, you are fighting with the others to get a more marks, and depends on some marks, you will be getting some college seat. And there also, you're struggling to get a marks. That is giving nothing. Seriously, that will give lot of knowledge, but it will be not useful for a job. Job is something different. You have to know something to do job. So this is a concept. This is a subject you need to know to work in a job, to do the job. So just focus, and whatever I told, you just need to take care. You just need to focus, and you just need to practice every day. Then only you will be understanding clearly. You will be get to know end to end. If you know end to end, then you can able to write anything, you can able to do anything with the Java. Not only Java, in any other courses also, if you know end to end, that's the main thing. You have to know end to end, I mean starting to end all the concepts, right? Yeah. So this is these are all the methods provided by the string. So let's see a few of the methods so provided by the string, majorly using the methods, right? So first we'll talk about length. So length is a one method, so which will just give you the length, and there will be a return type of this method as well. So 1 second. So this will not give you. It is not opening in my. Actually, you can able to see the string class code also, but it is somehow it is not opening. Okay. It is coming from rt.jar only instead of rt.jar, java.lang.package. It is coming from. That's fine. You can able to see all the methods as well, but I need to do something for this to see the source code of a string. But it's a return type of a string dot length is an integer, so it will just give you the integer, so you need to store it in an int. So like what we created in the methods yesterday, right? So same way you can use the methods of a string, not only string, other classes. S dot length, which will just return a length in an integer format. So you just need to get the length. So it is nothing but it's a length of all the I mean length of a string. How many characters are there? Right? Just try to print the length. So run it. So length is 6. If you see length is 6, if you try to change it and run it again, now length is 4. Okay. So this is one of the method, and let's try to find out the other method. Okay. So this is a method which we talk now. Char at. So what is a char at? So it is meaningfully they are declared. They created the method name. So it will be giving the character at this index. So you have to pass the index. Based on that index, you pass in. So even before that, I'd like to tell something. So string. So I forgot to tell actually. Let's go to the paint. So whenever you create a string, right? So it will be formed inside of a. I mean, it will be formed. It will be formed as an array. It's a character array basically. So if you see, just now we discussed about integer array. It's the same way you can able to create a character array. Each block will contain a single character. So this is a character array you can declare. 0th index, first index, second, third, fourth, and each block can contains a single character. So let's say you created a Python, right? So it will be also following the same rules as we discussed in the array. So it will be starting from a 0th index, and last index will be length minus 1, right? So all the blocks will be, I mean, you can able to get the values and set the values by using a index only. But string will internally using this. You no need to bother about a character array. You just need to directly initialize a value of in the double quotes, right? It will be following. I mean, it will be look like this internally. So now we'll go back to the program. Just take it as Python. So now s dot caret. So if you see s dot, so this is a Python is a s, I mean string. So this method will provide the character at the particular index. You have to provide an index. Based on the index, what character is it, that will return that character. So let's I wanted to give second character, second index. I wanted to pass a second index. I just wanted to get a character. in the left side. The return type of a caret method is character. So char. So ch, just naming it. So it is not giving any error because it's a return type of character. If you type it as an int, sorry, which will support because char is a lesser and it is a small. Just type it as a byte, which will give an error. So why it is supporting, we will discuss in a later classes, typecasting. So there it will automatically convert actually, that we will discuss later. So put a char and just try to see the value of a char at second index, right? Character at second index of this string. So 0th index is what? P. First index Y. Second index T. Third, fourth, fifth, like that. If you pass a second, it will just give you T. T is the second index, right? So now, so this is one of the method most probably using caret and index. There is second one more method majorly using. So just remember, and it's not about the remembering, like it's all about when to use. So whenever the situation comes, you have to use this method. So okay, now there will be one more method s dot index of. So this is something like different. It's opposite to this method. So caret will give you character at this index, but index of will give you, it will give you the index of a particular character. If you pass a character, it will give you the index of it. So pass this. If you pass a character is a single quote, pass the character. Instead of Java, instead of Python, use a Java only because it's required. And comment out, execute this first. What is a character at a second index? V. It's a V, right? Now try to do index of, pass a specific character. If you pass a V, it will give you the index. Index should be referred as an integer. Index I. Okay. Now just pass, just print the I. Index of V. I'm just hard coded. Index of V. Right. Just try to run it. So index of V is 2. So it is giving a 2. Right. If you ask me, so I mean, it can be duplicated. V can be coming from a 2 times, more than 2 times, n number of times it can contains, right? There is no restriction in that. So how can you define, how can you find out a index of a particular V? So it will just give you, let's say there is a 2 A's, right? Just pass a and keep A here and run it. So index of A is 1. By default, the index of method will find out a first occurrence of a. So it will just give you the first occurrence. So A is a first occurrence at the first index. Sorry, yeah, first index. It will just give you the first index. So how can you get after that? So I just wanted to get this index. How can you do that? There is a one more method which is supported. 2 arguments you need to pass. S dot index of this one. There is a 2 arguments method. Index of method is there. There are a lot of index of methods are there. That's some other concept we will discuss later. So use this method, pass the character A, and you have to pass from which index you wanted to check. So we know already. So this index is, first index is already containing A. I just wanted to check from a second index. So use the second here. So it will just check from a second index. So where is the next occurrence after the second index? It will find out and will give you ID. Index of A from second index. I do. Okay. So now If you run this, let's check it out. What is the index it is returning of A? It is returning now, it's a 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. It is giving a 3 now properly because A is skipped. First A is skipped because you are just checking it from a second index. You know, you can directly use I here because I is the index which is generated from a previous method. You can directly use like this. So A is already found in a I position, I index. You don't want to consider that. So you just use I plus 1. So from I plus 1, you can consider V, starting from the V. You can use like this, or else I know I can see the output, right? That's why just kept it as a 2 directly, right? So this is how you will use the index of methods. So I'll again repeat that. So length will be returning the length of a string. Char will return the character at a particular index, and index of a character. You just remember like this: character at index of a character. What you need to pass and what you will get. In this, what you need to pass and what you will get. You just need to remember this like this. And this is a one. And so I just wanted to get last index of a particular character. How can I get it? Last index. I don't want to go. I don't want to check this from this index. Get the index of a wherever it is occurring. I just wanted to pass. Okay, from this index. I don't want to do like that. I just wanted to get a last index directly. There is a one method supported. So s dot last index of a character A. It will directly give you a 3. You don't need to specify any indexes. Last index of A. Okay. Now try to run. So this is a 3. Directly, we are not specifying any index. It is automatically finding the last character. I mean last occurrence of a A. So these three are the methods you can use for indexing, getting the index by providing a specific character. And this is a method you can get by a character and a particular index. This is a length of a method, length of a string. Sorry. Now we'll go to some other methods. Mostly using the methods, we'll discuss that. Now, concat is a one method which will just concatenate some other thing. Java is a programming programming language. String is a immutable actually. Immutable in the sense it will not die. It will not kill the current object, but that's okay. You don't need to remember. We will discuss in the third part. String in-depth concept of a string. So it's a concatenated string. So let's try to print it. So it will just concatenate. That means it will just appending these two, combining these two strings. Yes, with this string, with this string. So it will just concatenate. Let's see what will be the output. So Java is a programming language. So we are not changing the S. We are just using the S to concatenate with the other string and storing it in some other string. So now you can use S as usual. Just check it out. S is changed or not. No, it will not change because it's immutable. Still, it is a Java only, right? Now go to the some other methods. Concat contains. That's okay. It's not a equals. Equals is a method which we need to discuss whether S is equals to some other string or not. It will just give you the true or false condition. Equals will give you Boolean return type. It's a true or false. That's it. Java is equals to Python or not. We just give you the true or false. It's a false. And if you place a Java itself, so S dot equals of Java, it's a true, right? So this is the one method. And S dot after equals, this is fine, no need. Index of which we discussed just now is empty. Is empty will give you just kind of true or false. It will just check whether it's empty or not. Like a length equals to 0. It will just compare whether length is 0 or not. If length is 0, then it will give you true. And if it is not, so just run the program. Empty. Is it empty? No, it's a false. Still Java is there inside of S, so it's not an empty. So S dot is empty. After that, last index also we discussed. I just this is fine. This is just fine. And length we already discussed. And notify all, which is not coming from a string, which is not a string methods. You can see in the right side object. It is coming from object that we will discuss later. Region matches replace. You can just replace a character in a. You can just replace a single character or replace all. You can use it, but most probably we will not use this. And split is a one method. Definitely we have to discuss about this. Split. So you just need to split the. So I wanted to create a one more string instead of touching the S and applying on the string S2. Let's say S2. So this is a string I wanted to create, and I wanted to split the string into the string array. String array, it's not a character array. Till here it's a character array, but if I split by the space, let's say I want to split by the space, I just given the split by using a space here. So it will just split it by this, right? So what is the each value? Is it a character? No, it's a string. If you split by this, if you split by the space, which will just return the string array. String array. On the left side, string array, str dot array, str array. So because of, if you divide the string into the multiple strings by using splitting by the spaces or some other character, you can split by any character. Let's say I wanted to split by a, it will come. It will just split like this. This is a one time, and second time this is a one, and third time this is a one. So it will be split like this by the a. So for meaningful purpose, understanding purpose, I just splitting by the space, right? Now a string array will come. So in the string array, so how many objects or how many elements are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 elements are there. Size will be 7 for string array. Just check it out. str array dot length. Just check it out. What is the length of a string array? It should be 7. Sorry, 1 second. Why it is 1? It's not a 1. Okay, let's check the values. Even how the values, if it is 1, so it should give some values, right? str array of j, have to use and run it. Oh, okay. So we just use the s dot split. We have to use the s2. This is where the confusion will come. So if you have a multiple string elements or multiple type of same type, I mean with the same name related to the same name, s and s2, you have to be very careful what object you are using, what string object you are using, s or s2. So you have to use the s2, and now just check the length of it. If you see, the length is 7, and the values are once upon a time king was there. So these are all the values in a string array, right? So this is how you will use a split operation on a space. If you use the a, let's see what are the values. It's splitted by a. So once upon, there is a space time king space w, a there, s there. So it is splitted by a. So that's why it is looking like that. So split by the space and see the proper output, right? So let's see. So just apply on the S2 instead of S. So just be careful by what object is using. You just need to use that. You just need to see that. So start with once or not. Just give you a boolean value. Just print. Start with. Now run it. It is true. It is starting with the ones only. If you type twice, it's a false. Okay. So go to the some other methods. Ends with is the same thing which we need to use. S2 dot ends with there. So it will be ending with the there only. It will give true. It will give true. And if you check with some other thing, it will just give false. You can just check was there. It is also true. It will also true. It's properly checking the last characters are this or not. So this is also true. And s dot start with, and yeah, this is an important thing. Substring. So this is a really important. Just focus. And I'm just using the S2 only instead of S. So in S2, so this is a string, right? So I just wanted to make it as a substring. I wanted to get a substring in this string itself. So let's use substring method to get a substring. There is a two methods in a substring itself. So one is accepting only one argument, and second one is accepting two arguments. The first one, so we'll just give you, it will just accept one integer. So you just need to pass a index. So let's pass this index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is the index of a u. So which will just generate a string instead of this string. This is a complete string, right? So instead of this, it will generate a string from a fifth index to the last index. So this is the one string it will form. So that's the use of a substring. It will just form a this string and give it to the substring. Just check it out. You can see. Oh, okay. So upon check it. So upon a time king was there. So it is just forming a one more string from the original string by passing a index. So that from that index it will just cut the string. From that index, it just cut the string. That will be the starting index. Ending index will be the ending index of our original string. So it will form a string. Whatever the character, whatever the index will pass, based on that it will give you. It will form a string and it will give you the new string. So there is a some other method is also there. I just wanted to. This is just give you. This is a starting index. The ending index will be the last index. I don't want to. I don't want to take the ending index as a last index. I just wanted to pass that as well. So I just wanted to pass starting index as this and ending index as this. How can you do that? So there is a one more string substring method is a s2 dot substring, the last one. You have to specify what is the begin index and end index both. So begin index is a 5 and get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So here there is a some tricky is there. So if you pass, let's say I wanted to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I is a 13 index, right? So M is a 14th index. If you pass 14, so let's see what will happen. Substring 2, just get the substring 2. So from here to here, you're expecting from here to here, right? Just check it out. M from U to M. So right click run Java application. But why M is not included? So it is just included from U to I. Why M is not included? So that's what they designed like this. So this is a from index and this is a end index. So you just need to remember like this. Include the 5 and exclude the 14. So like that. So from 5 to 13, it will actually work like 5 to 13. But 14th will not actually calculate. Will not consider the 14. Just taking the 5 to 13. If you pass 14, it will just take it till the 14, before the 14. So why they took like this is they internally using the s dot length. So length will be like that. So you just need to include length minus 1, right? So if you use the length also, you just take before the length. So that's the purpose of an end index. It will just not include the 14. You just remember like this, include 5 and exclude 14 like that, right? So this is a substring method. And now s dot any other methods is a substring and two char array. So this is a two char array you can use. You can get all the string. I mean, you can convert from string to the character array by using this method. The return type of this is a character array. You can just use a s2. Now just use the for loop to print all the characters. Character array dot length. You have to know what array is using. So here also one more array. Just need to focus which array is taking by using sessions. So J. So instead of S2, S2 is a very big, right? So it will give you single character in each line. So this many lines will form. I just wanted to use a S only. So it's a Java. S is a Java. So 4 lines will go. Right? Just run it. Oh, instead of J, you have to use character array of a J. It's a Java. If you use just a S2, no need to change anything. Just use a S2. See the output. Just giving it like this. Right? So just give S. That's fine. Get the concept and run it. So it's a Java. Now, what are all the methods is still we can find two char array. So this is an important one. So two lowercase and two uppercase. So we will use a two uppercase now. Two uppercase, s dot two uppercase or else s2 dot two uppercase. It will just convert all the characters into the uppercase. Run it. It will just convert all the characters into the uppercase. And you can use a two lowercase also. So you cannot use S or S2 because already it's a lowercase. You have to use this one. This is uppercase string you can use, and you can use a two lowercase on that. Run it. So again, it is printing on the lowercase, right? So I just wanted to show you for trim method. So S3 I'm created. Instead of this, I created a space, and here also I created this. So this is a string which you created, and you included some space before and after the string. So just use s3 dot trim method, which will just trim the spaces first and last for a s3. S3 dot trim. So it will just trim this and this. It will not remove this one. So it is an actual space, but first and last it will just remove. So whenever you use whenever somebody asks you to enter a name, you can give some spaces, right? Or else mail ID. Just include the space, but they will use a trim and the input, whatever the input you given, they will just trim it and take the input. So this is about trim and s dot any other methods. Trim and weight is fine. This is also fine. Value of is a one method which we need to discuss. So you have an integer. You have an integer and you wanted to convert it as a string instead of I4. You just want to convert it as a string. So use string dot value of as a I4, which will just convert it as a string. That's it. Nothing more than that. Because string can able to hold any kind of a data, like it's a alphanumeric. So that's not a problem. Integer it can hold. You just need to use value of method. Explicitly you want to convert the integer to the string. Value of it will just give you 10 only, but it's a string. You can just see the type of a string. So in the same way you can do anything. So instead of int, you can just provide anything, boolean, everything will be supported. Boolean b equals to true. Converting as a string. So true now. The same way you can use all the characters, all the data types. All the data types will be supported by the string because it's a alphanumeric. It will cover everything. And special character also, everything. Every character in the keyboard. Right? So use I4 or B, whatever you want to just use this instead of a B, instead of a value of method. And just check it out. Any other methods? That's it. So see, you can see here. You can pass a boolean, character array, double, float, int, long, object, anything. It can convert it to the string or value of method. Right. So you know this. So these are all the methods provided by the string. So whenever you say strong in the string, so you have to know the methods and you have to know when to use the methods. Whenever question comes, you have to pick a right method. So that's a use of string methods. And just focus on this today. Let me know if you face any difficulties. Ping me or else ping in the group. Whenever you face a whenever you're not able to understand anything, you just ping in the WhatsApp group. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.